Welcome to the second episode of the Counter Shots podcast, and I'm here with the guest Quacke, also known as Ludwig Nielsen. Is that I pronounce that correctly, right?
Yeah, that is more or less correct. Yes.
Yes, that's 2 for 2 for Swedish pronunciations. Yeah, it's great to have you here. And like always, we also have with us a cheeky beer. And in this episode, we're just gonna talk Counter-Strike like we always do, but also about journalism, local lands in Sweden, and whatever. So we got the perfect guest for that. Quack, great to have you here. I'm cracking open my beer, and I say let's get into this.
Yeah, mine's already open. This is a some sort of light lager with a bit of Aperol in it, which is
Don't say the brand. Don't say the brand, guys. That's why I take the label off. We need to get the sponsors in, you know.
I don't remember the brand, so that's good. Perfect.
All right. Okay. Good. Cheers.
Cheers. Good to be here.
Nice. So you said you were at a local LAN. Is it Game Zone, perhaps?
Yes.
Right.
Game Zone 2025.
And it was Alliance took it away, right?
Yeah, had to leave before the final. It was way too late in the evening for me to stay because I was driving. It's good enough. It's one of the few lands that happens outside of the Stockholm general area, and I live quite far south.
Oh yeah.
So it's very nice that they do this yearly, and it's driving distance for me. I can drive there in about 2 hours, and I can get home in about 2 hours.
Did you go to a lot of?
Yeah.
Yeah, you go to a lot of local lands, right? Like, what do you like about? Like, I wish like there's not that many lands that I'm from, but like, you know, what do you like about it?
They're very important. I think they're very, very important for the scene in general. A lot of the players you meet at these places, and honestly, not just players, there's a lot of jobs here with all the production and all the casting, and just the guests as well. Is a really nice guest experience. A lot of the time, this is their first exposure to the esports industry, which I think is very important. And some of the people you meet here, it's like, yeah, I've never been to LAN, and they got a chance to go to LAN because they played for a team which qualified, or they played for a team which could pay for the ticket, and they managed to go here. And it's like they get to come here, they get to meet the big players, they get to meet a crowd. Like, just the fact that you play in front of a crowd for the first time
That is awesome. I mean, that's the
insane.
dream.
Yeah, and that was DreamHack last year, DreamHack Summer. That was the first LAN I went to, and watching Godsent versus Lil Mix, which was Godsent at the time with, I think they might have been young gods even. I mean, they might not have been promoted even yet.
Yeah, Godsent hasn't been like great or healthy for a long time.
Yeah, no,
it's been a
yeah. I think at that point it was young gods, but it was basically Male 09, and I think it was the first time he played in front of a crowd, and it was one hell of a crowd because it's one of the biggest like LAN events in Sweden. It's DreamHack, so a lot of casual crowd shows up. It's also Lil Mix, which, like, you guys won't know this. Lil Mix has a pretty big fan base because it's a very community driven thing where like they have a very big community in gaming in general, and like all of the everybody who liked Lil Mix was in that crowd cheering for Lil Mix. But then you also had basically everybody who liked CS was cheering on Male 09, and they were like,
yeah, because this guy is crazy, and it was this fucking how old? 15 at the time or something crazy?
At the time he was 15, and it was basically Male 09, and look, the other players are great as well, but it was basically the narrative, I think, for a lot of people watching was Male 09 versus Poi, because it was one of the first times Poi was on LAN as well, and he was going insane. He was destroying everybody. And
Poi or Male 09?
Poi. Male 09 played great as well, but they didn't make it quite as far. But that was the playoffs of Elitserien, the summer 2024, and it was the first LAN I went to, and that crowd, it wasn't a big thing. It was a pretty small like grandstand.
How many people were talking? 100, 200?
I would say between 100 and 200. It was about that, but they were so loud, and like, this is a small thing. I saw how many times, like in between rounds, in buy times, Male 09 would look up from his monitor and look up at the crowd, and I could just feel like, okay, you're playing in front of a crowd, and he's really feeling it, and it's like, that was the first time. That was the first time he got that. He's not in Medisport now. He's probably going to be playing in front of a lot of much bigger crowds than that like in the future in his career. But like,
definitely.
I can't imagine how important that game was. I'll have to ask him at some point. But like, it's
100%. Like that you were there, you know. Maybe you took some pictures. Did you have pictures?
My boss
Please
had
tell me you
pictures.
have pictures.
At the time
Oh,
I was
perfect.
yeah, at the time I was working at Dust 2. So basically, there's it's basically the only HLTV pics of Melo 9 which exists are the ones my boss took at DreamHack, pretty much. Yeah,
Nice one.
yeah, yeah.
That's great. I mean, that's sick, man. Like, yeah, strangely enough, I have the complete opposite experience of you because I never went to a small LAN. I went to DreamHack Rotterdam, which was small, but it was like an entire giant gaming expo as well, so
Yep.
it felt big. But
Yeah.
like my first experience was like I need to go to Cologne, like, Cologne 2017, and I have gone every year. Even in the Corona years, I just go to Cologne. There's nobody, but I just still go, you know, because it's the best experience fucking every year. I love it so much. But I've never been to a small land, and I think that's the funny thing. Like the reason why Cologne feels so epic is because you have like 10,000 people roaring in that stadium. But if you only have 5,000, it's not the same, you know.
Yeah.
But if you're in a small room, like I was in a small room doing stand-up comedy, and it was like 50, 60 people, but it's a small room, and if people laugh, if those 60 people laugh, it feels amazing. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's for CS, that feels sick. And then like having a story of Poi against Mill, the future of Swedish CS, that sounds sick. That's fucking
It
sick.
it was insane, and like this was DreamHack. This was DreamHack in Elmia in Jönköping, and it was a big thing. There were like just behind this stage was the big ESL Challenger stage, and that's where you had. Let me see if I remember. I think Complexity won that event. Mongols were there, Ens were there, and I think Falcons were there. I think it was a Complexity
Oh
Falcons
yeah,
final, and Complexity won. I'm pretty sure.
wasn't Dupree a Magus lineup? I
Yeah, it was
think.
Dupree and Magus.
Yeah, yeah.
I was so nervous running into Ens at the O'Learys afterwards, at the after party,
Hence.
because they were like playing darts, and I was like, over there is Kuben, Glaive, and one of my favorite players of all time, SDY, and I was just stood at the bar like, do I go over there? Like, do I go over there and ask for a picture? Should I do it? Can I do it?
Oh
What if I like? I was so nervous, but I'm happy I did. So now it's like
yeah,
they were
that's it.
very nice.
No, I
So yeah,
I got the same exact experiences, you know. But with like, you know, oh, should I bother them, you know? But they're in a bar. I feel like that's a good setting to talk to
yeah,
someone, you know, that social occasions. But like, that's the great thing about small lands because it's so small. So like the pros can't run away. In Cologne, they walk through the player tunnel, and there's like a secret entrance with a cab driving away to the fancy hotels, and then they're
yep,
in the then they lost, you know. But I saw the entire Astralis lineup, the legendary, perfect, all-winning lineup, just walking across Cologne, and I was like, "Oh, I should get a picture from them." But I'm a hater, so I wasn't really a fan of Astralis. I was angry because they were beating all my favorite teams. So I was like, you know what? Fuck them. I'm not gonna get a picture with them, and I feel very bad about that
yeah.
because that would be pretty cool. But got a picture with Alexi B because I love him. He's great, and Imma. But yeah, no, a grassroots scene is great. Like that's a real privilege I think you got there in Sweden. But
I
like,
think if you go looking, you're gonna find them. You're gonna find small lands, you're gonna find small teams, and you're gonna find people you can meet who you are then gonna be seeing on a big stage in the future. If you go looking, you're gonna find them. It's a lot of time. I can understand for a lot of people it might feel meaningless to like go to a LAN and meet somebody like Masonic were there at GameZone, and it's like full honesty, I don't think any of the Masonic guys are gonna be major winners in the future, but they're still around. They're definitely like a big part of the tier 2 scene. They have a big role to play. And most importantly, they're really nice guys. They play really good CS. Their games at GameZone are very entertaining. I've never had a bad time at a small LAN. It's never in my life
oh,
have I had a bad time. It doesn't matter who's there. Everybody's very nice. As you say, everybody's very approachable. You can just go up and talk to people and be like, "Hey, I'm yada yada yada. What's up?" Like, and they're gonna be so happy. I think one of the coolest things was that like after the final of GameZone, which ended at some point just before 3 a.m. I'm pretty sure. Um, there were still a bunch of kids who were at the LAN part, like they brought like the BIOC, like they brought their computer
yeah,
just to
yeah.
play with their friends. A bunch of kids stood in line to get the signatures of the Alliance players. And it's like,
I mean that.
I'm not sure we're gonna get that at the Swedish Cup, and that's like a big production, big crowd. I'm not sure if people are gonna be like standing in line to get the signatures of the Alliance players, but here it's intimate enough where like you could just like they just go and do it, and it's such a cool experience. And like that's a bunch of new Alliance fans. That's a bunch of new people who are now going to be following these players for the rest of their careers. And those careers are
Yeah.
going to go far. So like, I love small lands. It's so nice. I
I mean,
wish.
this is perfect, man. This is perfect. No, genuinely, like everybody's always like, it needs to be bigger, it needs to be bigger, and yeah, and everybody's like, oh, only the big events matter. But watching your podcast with King T, with Retake the Week, I was really like, you were talking about these small lands, and I was like, man, this guy is doing a great job selling this to me, and you're doing it here right now. Like, I genuinely like, you are like one of the reasons why I'm like, yeah, this guy is onto something. Like, this is really interesting.
Yeah.
And like, I'm curious, like, yeah, you only been going for a year. I'm surprised, but for some reason I figured you would for like last 5 years or something, or since Corona has stopped.
I only started working in esports November 2023 when Dust 2 started. I've been following for years, since I was a kid basically, but it was around the time when I heard rumors that a Dust 2 Sweden site was going to be starting up, and I've always been pretty good at writing. I've always wanted to do something like that, so I happened to know somebody who worked at Dust 2 India, and I asked him like, hey, could you get me an email or something? And he got me an email. I sent an email. I just said I have no experience, but I can try. Like if you need writers, then here I am, part timers. So yeah, that's how I got into that. I started writing here and there, and like immediately I felt like we really clicked really well. Me and my boss, he's a really nice guy, Hallon Kram. We clicked really well, and it's like immediately I felt like, oh, I wanted to do more ideas. I wanted to do more and more stuff. I wanted to interview people. I started like approaching the players on like DMs, start talking to them to try to ask like, what's going on.
Yeah.
A lot of the time it's basically just me asking like stuff I'm wondering about. Probably the readers are wondering about as well. So I'll just ask about that. Anyway, fast forward, yada
But
yada
you are
yada.
your audience. That's the beauty of it. You're
Yeah.
interested in Counter Strike. Like that's what I like about this podcast, because like I don't have a specific direction. For what I want to do with this. It's like my entire theme is like, I love talking about Counter Strike, and if you do too, please just like, subscribe, and comment, and watch the videos. And then that's what I want to do with this podcast, because we're just talking Counter Strike.
Yeah.
And it's funny because like I wanted to ask you about like, how did you get into Counter Strike? And you are, I think, a journalist first, right? Or like, but you're branching out. You're just doing everything that you love about Counter Strike, like writing about Counter Strike, because you said you're also commentating. I mean, that's Like, what got you into it, and why journalism? I'm curious.
I got into Counter Strike right up like I started playing in 2015. Just a friend of mine recommended it to me, and like I tried because I was 13. I was tried for ages to try to convince my parents to let me play, but eventually I
Yeah,
got
right.
to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to play this bloody, violent game about terrorists.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But
And it is terrorist. That's a bit strange. Yes.
yeah, but
And the
eventually,
terrorists can win.
yeah,
And you cheer when they win. So that's it. I get it. It's a bit dicey. But yeah,
yeah.
sorry.
No, it's fine. Eventually, I got to play. It's my friend Patrick who introduced me. I still play with him sometimes to this day. And just a friend from school. And then we kept playing, and like it started. It was very social from the start because we started meeting people, and it's not just um, it's not just classmates, it's not just friends of a friend or whatever. You start meeting a lot of people, and you start talking to a lot of people, and that sort of snowballed. Where like I got this one friend I met in matchmaking, which spiraled into I got these couple of friends who like we tried to make a team at one point, and then it started into like some of those people knew some people, and I got into a Discord server with people who were really into Pro CS. So then I started watching a lot of Pro CS,
Oh, yeah.
and a lot of it just comes from you talk a lot about it, and it's like you talk to people, you discuss sports, and eventually
Yeah.
you build a good enough understanding of the sport where I felt confident to say like, I'm gonna send this email to the Swedish news site, who probably
Yeah.
need part timers to like alleviate weekends and evenings, and that's like a good extra job for me. But mostly I just want to do CS stuff. I just want to work here.
100%. Yeah.
And then from there it kind of kept going. Like casting is a pretty easy thing to do. It's basically well, it's an easy thing to get started with because you just you just join a GoTV server and you hit stream on OBS.
Yeah, I mean that's what I want to do. I want to do that too. I think
Yeah.
casting will be my favorite thing, and then analyst desk, and maybe hosting. But that's
Yeah.
sorry, that's me.
No,
But like,
it's pretty easy to get into. So I started doing that a bit. King T and I were casting for this ESEA team for a long
oh
time.
really? Oh, that's how. Because I'm curious how you started, knowing him. I figured that the podcast for some reason started first.
No, I knew him, like I said, just because of through talking. Like, because he liked CS and we like to talk about CS, and I like CS and we like talking about CS. He had a YouTube channel which like he was doing fine. He was casting a little bit on the side. This ESEA team with like some people we happen to know, here and there. It's like they needed a caster, so we started duo casting a couple of their games, and like here and there and there and there. Event it just snowballs. Like you get more and more stuff. People started recognize you for like, oh, you did this thing. Could you do this thing? And right now it's like my job, the thing that I do every month and I get paid for, is working in Fragbite as a writer, which is something which just came up after Dust 2 Sweden shut down. It's basically just like, hey, now you're available. We need another writer. Could you come on? But I like to think of myself as a bit of a handyman. Like I can do a bit of everything.
Yeah, I noticed that because like you do commentating and cast, and then you see we were a photographer at the last at Game Zone. You said like just a smart guy that just knows stuff and just knows how to get the nice pictures and stuff. Yeah, I mean that makes sense. Like, I mean I do think like competence is what it's a random little anecdote. Like it's like Ricky Gervais, the comedian. He
Yep.
is a very funny guy, but he started with radio, and then he started doing comedy, and then he started writing, and then he wrote The Office, and then he was like, I'm gonna be a drama. Some people just have everything. Yes, I did compare you just to a millionaire, but hey, you never know. You're gonna be an esports millionaire. You're gonna have 200,000 one day. I don't know what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I
Yeah.
already
No.
halfway my bottle.
I love Ricky Gervais. He's a very good at his job. And yeah, it is like I enjoy trying new things. I don't. I also like I like the feeling of improvement, because one of the things every time I get the chance to go to one of these lands and go doing photography is I get better every time.
Yeah.
Because one of the big challenges about photographing at a CS LAN is it's dark.
Yeah.
So you really need
So
to
you have to put
optimize for
the
that.
ISO down, people, and the the apertures lower.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, all of these things. Um, like how do I have a long shutter time without it getting blurry? What ISO should I have? Autofocus. How do I get
Yeah.
the autofocus to work when it's pitch black? All of these
Yeah.
things are genuine. Like that's one of the things. And then writing is a different thing. Where like, okay, I know how to write the 3 paragraph articles about somebody on Reddit said this, yada yada yada. We do a lot
Yeah.
of those. And I know how to do that. Okay,
News.
what's something more fun that I could do? Oh, I could do editorials. I could do like op-eds. Okay, that's fun as well. Let's try to do these ones, like the ones we just put out with the stats ahead of Svenska Cupen around the Swedish teams. They've been really fun to make. They were like, I can't take credit for the stats. Obviously, that's B-Trams who has done most of those, but
Oh, okay.
they've been really fun
You
to
can't do
write.
everything, man. You can't be everything.
But they've been really fun to write, and it's like, okay, I get to flex my muscles a bit. I get to flex that, like my writing ability, and it's like all of this stuff, the casting as well, is like, how can I improve on this? And the
How
podcasting as
can
well.
you
Like,
fill an hour of like people's time? Like yes, the
yeah,
game will help, but you need to like keep people hooked as well. It's a it's a little dance between you and the game. Like if the game is boring, how do you again keep people until the next ad break? It's
yeah,
another it's another art form.
yeah, and like a little bit of analysis here and there. And the
Ten
podcasting
percent.
is, we've been doing it every week for almost exactly 2 years now. We've been doing it almost every week. We had a couple of small breaks whenever we've both been busy, but it's that's also something which has started off like, how can I be engaging, and like how can I fill this hour. It started out as an hour. Now it's usually more up towards 3 hours.
That's been
Uh,
a crazy talk, but sure. I mean, like I listen to it. I listen to it. It helps me a lot to wake up and fall asleep to. But
yeah,
I, I really like it. You guys, what I appreciate is like you guys are gonna cover everything. Like
yep,
yes, like I love that you guys are like we're doing Impact League now. We're doing roster shuffles. We're doing a little game. If you make separate little podcasts for that, the Impact League is something that not many people will actually gravitate towards. But then the nice thing about putting it in one big podcast is I will hear it, because I'm not gonna go with the Impact League all the time. There's so many
Yeah.
podcasts out.
Yeah, there's a couple of
So
things like
because
that
it
which
does
we feel.
work, I do. It's like the what do you call? It's like the news. They're just putting everything. It's
Yeah.
the 9 o'clock news.
Yeah, there's a couple of things like that which we like to think is like, okay, if we don't talk about this, nobody's gonna talk about this. So we have to like
Yeah.
we think this is interesting. Talking counter is not gonna do this, so we're gonna
Yeah,
do
no.
this. And like, this is where you get
That's
that
your
stuff.
niche. That's good.
Yeah, and
I mean, that's the good thing.
something we like. Yeah.
That's great because they need to be covered, and that's how I learned more about the Impact League. I get some news here and there. I'm already a little bit interested in what happened. I thought it was pretty hype that Olga went to like HSG. I thought
Yeah.
that was massive news, but I think that was like barely covered anywhere. But but you for example, you made me excited for small lands, local lands. And
Yeah.
that's something you don't hear that talking counter they're flying from Katowice to fucking Shanghai and then to the. You don't get that, and I think that's what I like about Retake of the Week. It's just it's for the everyman.
Yeah, it's for everybody, and yeah, it's a fun thing to do, and it keeps improving because I remember one of the biggest things that I've been thinking about recently is I say a lot, like between sentences. I go and what I've started improving on it, and that's another thing. Like I just love getting better at these things and finding these different skills and getting better at them. And I started improving that because somebody left a comment. I need to find it so I can thank them because it said Quack without saying would be a podcasting goat. And since then I've actually like started thinking about it consciously, and it's like I shouldn't say and I'm gonna stick to my opinions. I'm gonna stick to that. That's why look, you listened to the last episode. My takes were dog shit according to my co-host.
Yeah. You had about the land in Georgia. I remember something about.
Oh yeah, that was one. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he went hard in the paint there. I mean, I don't know if you hold your own there, man. I think but that's the beauty of it. You shouldn't
Yep.
win every battle. That keeps it, interested. Because I agree with you. But he was like, well, it's just it's a business strategy, and if it doesn't work, then the business dies. So it's pretty good. And I was like, oh shit, he has a good point there. But that's great.
Yep.
That's great stuff.
And a lot of it's a very boring podcast. The early ones are really boring because a lot of the time I am just like I say something. King T says the opposite. Because the thing with King T is that like his opinions are usually sound. He's a very smart guy. A lot of times
He's a smart guy. He seems like a smart guy.
He's very good at
great
analysis.
voice. Can I just say that? Prick. He's a prick. A great. All right. I'm not trying to get him on this podcast. I'm not trying. But this man, he is born with it all. Like he has the looks, has great voice, and I'm like this fucking prick. Sorry. I didn't say this about you. I said you're Ricky Gervais. I'm giving compliments away like that.
Yeah.
But I fuck him.
a lot of the time, his opinion is very strong, and he's often right. Often, not always, I will note.
No, exactly.
But a lot of the time, I just felt like I was convinced to think something else, and that's a really boring podcast. Like he's only like that because I think he's only argumentative like that, and likes to go push against my opinions because he wants me to push back, and he wants this to be engaging back and forth. It took me a while to realize that, so now I try to really stick with my guns and try to really when I have these opinions, like the episode we did on Monday. We had a big argument over if Muteris was actually good at it as an IGL, and I stand by. I think he's a honeymoon merchant, and we had a big argument on the air about that, and that's
great.
really fun, and I could see the chat. It was like engaging. I've seen comments going both ways. That's really engaging. That's good podcasting, and that's in the end I have to realize that's a skill I've improved on. That is a skill in making this media that we're making, which I have improved on. That's something I have started doing better since we started doing this podcast. And looking back, I'm so proud of all this stuff because there's small items like that in every avenue of what I'm doing, where I just feel like this is so good, not just in an esports context. Because how long am I gonna do this? Hopefully forever. But there's a chance. Sometimes it's difficult to find work in this business. The more I'm gonna need these skills to actually sell myself into, getting more jobs. So I'm really proud of all these things, and I really enjoy finding new avenues to sort of express myself in that way.
Hey, I appreciate that, man. Hey, cheers. I think that's good stuff. I completely agree.
It's really good
It's
stuff.
like the inside the NBA, with Stephen and Anita Smith, and or like in the NFL where it's what is his name, like Skip Bayless and it's not Charlemagne, but then screaming out Tom Brady and stuff like that's content. I mean, that's I just go back to just listen to those clips. But okay, and I'm gonna ask you something off Counter Strike, which is like you say like you love improving, and I'm completely the same way in that I feel the need that I have to improve all the time. I genuinely feel like as if I'm a shark, and I don't know if you know, but sharks have to move for oxygen to go through their gills, they're in the side of their fucking head, um, or else they die. So like, do you feel a little bit that way that if you're not improving, it's like dying. It's like you're wasting your life away. I'm sorry to get very real with you, but that's what happens when I, start drinking these motherfuckers.
Oh, that's difficult. I think you're right to a
Oh,
degree.
it's a real one, yeah, bacon.
I think you're right to a degree, but that's also something which you have. In a way, it's sort of paradoxical because one of the things you, as a human, you have to improve on is to know when to step back. Like it's to know when to relax and it's to know when to take a break. Because otherwise, nothing good happens.
People tell me.
And
That's what
that's
people
what
tell me. Yeah.
that's a paradoxical thing is that that is also a skill. That's also something which you need to get better at, and that's something which you when to go easy on yourself and like I a part of me also hates this like oh you have to improve, you have to better yourself, you have to be like this like fuck it man. I don't need to be the best at everything. Is the thing like that's
No,
like
you don't have to be Ricky Gervais 2.0.
yeah, it's like but it's also like one of the key skills to getting better at whatever you do for work, whatever you want to do for work, whatever you do for fun, like to play guitar.
Yeah.
One of the things you need to in all of those avenues, one of the things you really need to know, like really need to know how to do, and something you need to learn, something you need to improve on over time, is to take a break and just say stop and just like at this point, this is fine. And I think a lot of people, they eventually that leads to their downfall, their inability to say stop. All right, I'm good where I am. I don't need to improve much further.
But
That's
then this you get scared about complacency. But I'm not like for the other people, at home. This is not where I'm not an expert about mental health and like what to do in life. I'm a becoming Counter Strike YouTuber, guys.
mm,
This is don't look at me that serious. No, I'm just no. I think it's great to try and keep things. Try and always. I do think it's great to always try and get better, but don't see it as like a dogma or like as a must that you have to, or else don't make it an unhealthy obsession.
yeah,
That's the
because
thing.
the paradoxical thing is that the ability to say no to stuff like that and to be like to know when to take a break, that is an ability, that is a skill. If you learn to do that, that is also improvement, that's also something which you have improved on. So it's paradoxical, like if you know how to stop yourself from forcing yourself on improving, you have improved. That's the paradoxical thing where it's like,
That's
yeah.
yeah. But that's funny that you say it because like when you said it that way, you're like, oh, you're hiding breaks as feeling better about yourself that you're still improving. You're not taking a break from improving. You're just still like, I'm still improving, guys.
Yeah,
No.
you're not taking a break from improving, you're improving on taking a break. That's like
Yeah,
yeah.
that's great.
Yeah.
Cheers to that. Cheers to that.
Yeah, cheers
Oh.
to the fucking that man. Hell yeah.
Uh, no, that's good. No, that's great. Like I try and do that too. Like I'm not only doing this stuff. I wanted to start to play. I have always loved talking about Counter Strike, and I've known a lot about Counter Strike, and I talk to friends that like Counter Strike too, but I fucking love it. So I always like would tell them like this is why this is epic, right?
Yeah.
And they love it, and like why didn't you make YouTube videos? And I was like no, I'm not ready. It's me. But like after a few years, I finally was like, oh, why am I just fucking do it? And I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving talking to people, and like for example with you, and learning the wisdoms of not getting a burnout. There's great stuff you get from talking to Counter Strike people.
Yeah.
But the thing is yeah, no, I'm also doing a lot of stuff. Like I'm writing for film and making films and doing stand-up comedy, and I'm just like because everything I do think correlates. Because like you know, I made a video with this guy, so I reached out, daring to like put yourself out there, and everything is always like growing, because maybe you grew in the thing of like this random guy, me, reached out to you and was like, hey, you want to do a podcast? And you could be like, look at this fucking loser. I don't have to talk to this guy. But you're like, you know what? I'm going to give him a chance. I'm a good person. And then you grew, I don't know.
I mean,
So,
there's something to that, yeah.
But like, let's go back to the Counter-Strike talk, because this is getting too serious, we have to talk about Counter-Strike. The retake of the retake the week. I don't know why I want to say the retake of the week. I don't know why I want to say that every time.
Yeah, retake the week, yeah. RTW.
Yeah, so yeah, yeah, exactly. How is it working with the Adonis with the beautiful silky voice, King T? I'm talking to you right now, Mister. No, I'm very transparent. No, how is it? How did you meet him? You met him in like in like Discord communities to?
Yep.
I don't know, talking about Counter-Strike?
Yeah, Discord communities. We have originally we had a mutual acquaintance, but neither of us speak to him anymore. So it's not like, it's weird because we formed our own friendship, but then we've done small things where like he had this YouTube channel and we casted a bit together like as a caster duo, which was, again, like originally we were so trash, but then we sort of improved a little bit. Then we stopped doing that, and I think he hasn't done casting.
Everything.
I don't think he's casted in years, but I've sort of improved a bit more on casting on the Swedish side since then, just for fun. But,
oh yeah.
But then almost exactly 2 years ago, he was like, "Hey, I need to get some more upload frequency on my YouTube channel. Do you want to do a weekly? Like, are you free?" At the time, it was, "Are you free on Sunday mornings?" And it's like, "Yeah." but
yeah.
He wanted something easy, which is just like hit record, talk for a bit, hit upload. And these days we live stream it on YouTube, which is a lot easier because you don't have to hit upload.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of work.
Yeah, and we do it on Mondays these days, which is also a lot better because we get to watch the grand finals before. But
oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah, but at this point, he's more of a good friend than he is a colleague in a way.
That's good.
Yeah, it's I think we've known each other for about 5 years at this point, which is
wow.
Yeah, it's very nice. He's a very nice guy. And I've had I was on a couple of his YouTube videos. And a lot of the time we just have a lot of fun making our stuff, which is, I think, the most important.
I mean, that's what I feel like doing right now. Yeah. I just like talking about, if you share something like Counter-Strike and just talk about everything Counter-Strike related, you're gonna have fun because you have that in common. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense that you're having fun.
Yeah,
and that's the fun thing about it, because if you're having fun, then the viewers are having fun.
Yeah, and that is also the most important thing, is that like, I think neither of us do this as with any other motivation than the fact that we want to have fun, and we want to have fun doing something. He's fortunate enough where he was at least recently able to do it. Like, both of us actually are fortunate enough where we're able to live on CS.
Yeah.
Just about for now.
But
in where we are in life, we're able to do that. So we took that
beautiful
opportunity. It might run out at some point, but that's where we are right now.
It's like,
and yeah, it's like we're neither of us is doing it because we want to get famous, because we want to get rich, because we want to whatever. It's absolutely the wrong way to do it if that's what we were doing.
Exactly. Don't do that in Counter-Strike Esports. Don't.
Yeah. but we just really enjoy doing what we're doing, and yeah, the podcast is real fun. It's basically the one place where a lot of the time I in the week I find myself being like, oh fuck, this is like, I want to talk to somebody about this. But then a lot of the time I just go, hey, no, I'm going to save it for Monday. And then I talk about it on Monday. And it's a good place to just vent out all of my CS opinions, which is really fun. And people seem to enjoy listening to it, which is also
exactly. And they are like, I can vouch for them. It's like, like off screen, we have been talking about some rumored roster moves. For example, Cadian and Susp reportedly joining OG. a lot of people don't like it because they were like, we give Kristen a chance, and but I'm like, Cadian, I think it's pretty good, and like you can send it in a group chat or in a HLTV forum or something, but this is exactly what I want. This is the talk of like joining up with your buddies in a bar and talking sports, and you don't even have to be correct about it. You're just talking,
Yeah.
and I love it. It's just like it's just blagging, and that's what I love about this podcast and with the people that I talk to, because like the people who who I get in this podcast are people that love Counter Strike. Yeah, I
Yes.
also finished my beer.
Yeah. Well, I have another.
Tell me about. Let me get another one.
Yep.
I'm cracking an open, Mister.
This one I can actually talk about the brand because I don't think they sell abroad. This is the Bear, and it's a picture of a bear on the can. Because the word bear and beer are very similar, and a lot of Swedes get those words mixed up. So this is a layer beer brewed in the middle of Småland, which is a joke Swedes will get.
It's good stuff. I just told you don't shout out brands, but apparently we are.
These guys are not gonna sponsor you anyway, so it doesn't like.
Hey, maybe they're gonna sponsor. Oh, you're trying to get a sponsor now. You fucking. Oh my god.
I know. Okay, here's the thing about Swedish laws: we cannot
sponsor Fragbite. Oh, you're not allowed to do sponsors.
No beer sponsors.
For alcohol?
No alcohol sponsors.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is. Well.
more drinks. I want more promotion for alcohol for kids. Yeah. That's what I want. Oh, that's now it's on the end. That's more alcohol for kids that are allowed to drink. I think that's on the internet now. No. Did you know? This is a funny little fact. Have you ever seen? Like, you probably don't see many beer or alcohol commercials, I think, in Sweden. But in the rest of the world, like in the US, if you watch a US broadcast, they promote alcohol, but you will never see a guy or a woman
drinking it?
Actually drinking the alcohol. They just see a refreshing drink, but no one ever touches their lips to it, because that's illegal, apparently. But wow. That's interesting.
I did not know that, no. We get a lot of... you're allowed to advertise alcohol-free products, so you can be like...
Yeah, but that's lame.
No, but there's commercials...
What's the point?
All the big beer commercials, like all the big beer producers have a 0% alternative, and that's the one they advertise. And they're very clear about like, this is a Heineken 0%. They're super clear about that. But obviously people are going to go buy Heineken if you do that commercial.
Heineken already tastes like zero alcohol to me. Yeah, I'm that guy. I'm Dutch and I don't like Heineken. Deal with it. Mm-hmm. All right. Speaking, I just want to go back to this. You started with journalism.
Yep.
Was there anyone that inspired you, or were you like, no, I'm good with words. I liked, writing. I wanted to jump into that. Or did someone inspire you in Counter-Strike or in esports or outside of esports?
Everybody at HLTV was like immediately. When I started caring about Pro CS, immediately everybody at HLTV was like somebody I genuinely looked up to, and
yeah, because it's a perfect job in a sense.
Yeah, it's a perfect job, and they do it very well. Everybody there is I mean, I think at least look, this is a weird thing. This is a weird tangent. A lot of people in Denmark, or some people.
Wait. Can I just? How you said Denmark? You said it with some loathing, which I like. Denmark. That's the Sweden Denmark stuff. Yeah, sorry, continue.
No, there's like a niche subgroup of Denmark who just kind of hate HLTV for no reason. I assume
really?
Yeah, I assume there is a reason.
I didn't know that.
There's a couple. There's like a small group, right? And some of them are really good people. I know some of them. They're really good people. But but I don't think that's deserved whatsoever, because I genuinely think HLTV do a really good job. I really like all their writing. I really look up to all of them guys. They're very nice people. Especially Dust 2, we were under the same umbrella, and they were very nice. Like, it was very nice input to have from them, and they were very nice. Effectively, we were colleagues, and that was really nice. Somebody I really like, whose writing I really like, who's writing articles I really love reading, is Nero. Harry.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
A lot of them are stats based. They're very well written. He's got his statistical eye on all of these things, and it's that's something I don't have. That's
definitely. He has a
like
but I saw in your bio like spreadsheet enthusiast. Like Ref, I can't. I am terrible at Excel and stuff. There's other smarter people that love doing that stuff. It's not me. But like for the people that do it, all power to you. You're helping me out all the time.
Yeah, I love
And Nero is one of those guys. I feel like.
Yeah, I love making. I make spreadsheets for fun. I like when we had. Used to know somebody who was like a big trader, like a big skin trader, from a very rich country, and they
Did
were.
he pass away during the big update?
I've honestly I didn't talk to them after at that point, but they were very.
Oh Jesus.
They were very. They were. They were like okay. This is somebody a few viewers might know who this is about, so I'm not gonna say who it is. But they were like disgustingly rich. Like when they were talking about like what they were doing in their free time, and it's like, wow, you are top 0.001%. Holy shit!
Is it Zipple? I don't know.
No,
I don't know any of the skin traders.
I don't think he's known whatsoever. It's just that he was investing in skins and selling them for like hundreds of thousands of dollars. And at some point he was like, "Hey, could you help me? Because I want a spreadsheet to keep track of my progress, like when he buys something and sells something."
Oh yeah, okay, real businessman.
And I was like, "Yo, okay," and I got to make this amazing, I got to make this great spreadsheet, and I'm like, "Okay, you just put in the stuff here and here, and then it automatically calculates it, and then you get it both in this currency and this currency and this currency." And I was like, "That was a
it comes in blue and red colors."
Yeah, that was a dream for me. Unfortunately, he used it for about a week, and then since then it's been dormant. But it's amazing. So it's like stats is really fun. What Nero writes about is really fun. I'm happy when I understand it. But
no, it's difficult, man. It is difficult. Jamie, like I'm a little bit like I don't know what to do with this. Yeah, all right, the cost is 0.73 more than this guy, but I don't know what to do with that information.
Yeah, no.
Just want to see people get shot in the head. That's what I want to see. Yeah. In a video game, in Counter-Strike. All right. Only the CTs, the counter-terrorists, not the terrorists.
Yeah. But his writing's really good as well. Like his way with words is really good as well. So that's somebody who I genuinely like since day one when he started on HLTV, I was like, this guy's really cool, and this is somebody who I kind of want to be like in a way. So shout out to Harry. Yeah.
Shout out to Harry. Get on the podcast, man. Drink a beer with us.
Yeah.
What I think is impressive about HLTV is like, I love that it's it's the core. It's the core of Counter-Strike, because I feel like I'm curious. Like I talk to friends that are like very much in football, and they are all over the place. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube videos and stuff. But like Counter-Strike is like, you can't be a Counter-Strike pro watcher without being an HLTV, go there. Like I open that fucking app all the time, like automatically. It's a reflex. It's a sickness. Like I go on that app 40, 50 times a day. It's mental.
Yeah.
But they did such a great job getting everyone there and having everything there. The articles, the forums, yes, the ridiculous, but I mean, you just take a peek here and there, But the match, they do an excellent job there. No, and I get that. It's the what do you call it? It's the Valhalla for any Counter-Strike journalist and writer and everything. So I completely understand it.
Everybody goes to HLTV for a different reason, but there's so many different reasons where you can go there. So it's the betting aspect. A lot of it is betting. A lot of people who go there because they want to see live odds, they want to see best odds, they want to see whatever.
Yeah.
For those of us who just care about the sport, it's an amazing resource with stats. I love the stats pages. I've been, there's genuinely very few HLTV maps which go unnoticed by me. Like they at least glaze past where like at some point I can see, okay, if somebody mentions
every match. What do you mean? Like every match or every
at some point I think most matches played on HLTV will I will at least see them, because sometimes people go like,
oh yeah,
there was a match played in Hong Kong earlier this week, and I was like, oh, I know that one. Yep. I didn't watch it. I can't tell you who played in it. I can't tell you the result, but I noticed it was there, and I can find it super fast. Like if I want to know something about it, and it's like that's how often I check the stats. Like that's how often I check who's doing something.
I knew so much fucking bullshit about like I was very much interested in the United States scene. I was like always like, what are they doing over there,
Yeah.
What are like, oh, I knew all these guys, like all these like E United, let's go E United, let's go, and like all these little teams that nobody cares about. Like E United is a little bit bigger, but and I know friends that are like very much people in the Burlington's Big Shot Discord server. If you haven't joined yet, join right now if you're watching. There's people that just love Asian Counter Strike, and they know so much, and they're like, "Oh, bro, you have this player from Fangda. Oh no, he's the real man." And I
Yeah.
just that's the beauty. Like we're all coming, like you said, we're all coming to HLTV for different reasons. Like these, like they're like, no, Asian Counter Strike. That's where it's at. And I'm like, no, I like the Americans. They're always like so dramatic. it's
Yeah.
it's it's a special thing. I love that about Counter Strike, and I love that about HLTV. How they, really made that a great little place.
Yeah, and
So yeah.
that's the same thing with like Wikipedia. I have a big appreciation for them as well.
Oh yeah.
But then HLTV have something which is like, aside from the news, like all of them are very good at their job journalistically. They're very good at that as well. But one of the things which is most underappreciated, I think, which is also one of their biggest selling points, is one of their biggest like revenue things, is the pictures. Because every big
Yeah.
event has HLTV photographs, and these photographs are exclusive to HLTV. You can't use them basically anywhere else commercially without their permission. And they are so good. That's why I have in my living room is the HLTV photo book which they put out. It's the history of CS:GO.
Oh yeah, I want to
And
get that.
flipping through it is one of like it's so fun, and the pictures are so good. Their photographers are really good. Some of the best in
Yeah.
the business. Like it's that's genuinely sometimes I can just like go to a gallery page and just scroll through because I want to see all of it. And I don't know. That's something which I think some people are like some people really like that. To like just look through the pictures and stuff, but I tried to pitch that as an article when I was at Dust 2, and I was like, hey, yo, we should do a picture special for like this event because there's gonna be a lot of cool new pictures of Swedish players which we didn't have before. And he was like, nobody's gonna read that. And I was like, oh, okay, I won't do it. But I was like, I would have read it. I would have scrolled through that shit for hours, man. I would lick that shit. And yeah, it's one of the most, it's one of the biggest things that HLTV does, and that's really cool. It's a really
I
cool
mean, that's
thing.
a good point because like it's not just a gamer tag.
Yeah,
It's not just a little name and it's like, oh yeah, he's and then have like a generic Counter Strike silhouette behind it. No, it makes it so much more real because there's people,
yeah,
there's places, there's things, and it's like, oh, I recognize that guy. Like that's. I know. I feel they did an excellent job with that. And that's that. No, it's absolutely true. That's a good point. I didn't think about that. But yes, the gallery, the photos, and I guess that's um. I should get that picture book, guys. Guys, get that picture book. Get that picture book right now. I think you can still get it. Was it like the limited edition, or was it already sold out when I wanted to get it? And since then, I
uh,
haven't looked back.
they did. I think they did
It's
600
40
copies.
euros if I'm correct. That's what I remember. Was it 40 euros? 50 euros?
Yeah,
Ah, you probably don't know. It's
no, it was pretty
you got some
expensive.
stupid Swedish crowns or something.
I think they did like 600 units to start with, but then they made a bunch more, and I think it's still available. I think you can still get it. It's a
Let me
really
just.
cool thing.
I think they're also selling it on the ESL. Check out ESL. I think they were also selling it for a while.
Yeah,
I don't
but
know. I'm not getting paid for this, sadly. Sadly, not.
it's been a really
Uh,
cool thing because it's been like my, my girlfriend's friend's new boyfriend came over, and it's super awkward, and it's like, oh, hello, well, nice to meet you,
well,
and then he just goes, is that a CS:GO picture book from HLTV? And I go, yeah. And then it's like, well, we're instantly friends. Like now we're just flipping through this, and it's like, oh, I remember this event. Do you remember this event? Yeah, I remember this event. And that's I've had that interaction because of the book, and I love the book.
that
And
is
yeah,
actually beautiful. Yeah, to have that. It's a perfect coffee table book. All right.
yeah,
Saying it right now, get that book if you want to meet more closeted Counter-Strike fans, because
yeah,
they're not gonna start talking about Counter-Strike, but when they see that book, they know they're safe. So get that book if you want to meet some closeted Counter-Strike fans.
yeah.
Speaking of closeted Counter-Strike fans, so I just want to talk to you like just as a who do you like to root for? Like you're Swedish though, so I feel like you have like a natural inclination to root for the Swedish teams and the Swedish players. I'm just curious, like who are the teams that you're rooting for now? Has it changed? And who are the players that you have? Like I on your profile it has Metasport, a team I also like and like to support. I think they have a beautiful logo. It's a lot of fun players. They recently signed Knock, so I'm like, yes, I love Knock. Get him in there. But like, yeah, tell me. I'm curious.
I like to root for any underdog, to be honest. A lot of
Oh,
underdogs.
underdogs are great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they give me rolling. But if I have to pick a team, I've been a big fan of Heroic since they picked up the roster they have now.
Oh.
It's a I love Linus. I love Youngstar. I've been following Youngstar for a good while, and when they were on Sangal, it's like he's a really good player. And I've been following him for a long time. And now they are kind of underdogs. Like Heroic are underdogs in a lot of these games, and they've been able to punch upwards, and that's been really cool. A lot of the Swedish teams, like anytime a Swedish team or a Swedish player is doing really well, that's like a natural gravity towards that, of course.
Yeah, I don't have that privilege, my guy. No Dutch players are like Chris J was the last one, and now it's apparently wrong to root for him. Uh, but I got Crucial here. I don't know. I think
he's
he
on
joined Quest.
Nemesis, I'm pretty sure.
Nemesis, yes, and he won a LAN. I
Yeah.
saw. I
He
think
did
or
win Epic
online
LAN.
tournament.
Small LAN
Yes.
tournament. If you are anywhere
Yeah,
near,
check out. Go to small lands,
go
people.
to the next Epic LAN if you are anywhere near Kettering, and you might see
Yeah.
Crucial and Thomas win another LAN title.
Yes.
No,
But like, yeah. So
like if I have to pick a team, I've always liked Mouse. I've liked Mouse a lot for a long
Mouse
time.
is
I like him
likable,
even more
very
now.
likable.
Yeah, I used to like NIP a lot. I still kind of do. Like when NIP do well, I'm still happy about that. I'm honestly, mostly I just like any team which play good CS, play interesting CS, play fun CS. It's to
Everybody
a degree,
else except Virtus Pro.
yeah, to a degree, yeah, to a degree, you have to be impartial here. But like in the role that I am, I feel like I have to be a little bit impartial. But fuck, I just hate it Virtus Pro. Like I just don't. I do not like
But
Virtus
that's
Pro.
good. That's emotions. That's what you should have on a podcast.
Yeah,
And
if you can,
I do think it's having emotions. That's good. That's what people want to see. No, I
yeah,
completely. I started being an NIP fan, and I didn't like really where the organization was going, and all the players left, and I didn't like this. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna like players, and liking players is great until they start being very bad at the game and getting like old, like 35 years old. My favorite player is Kerrigan. So it's a bit tricky to root for them all the time. And also FaZe Clan, it's a flawed organization. And I like Team Liquid because they're half Dutch. But like I'm still like I feel like an orphan child. I still haven't found my team. I'm still looking for them. I got a lot of jerseys. Got Team Liquid up there, and that's the Baltimore Ravens. That's not a Counter-Strike team. But like I'm still looking for a team. Let's just wait for someone to reach out to me and just adopt me. Team that wants to sponsor me.
yeah.
No.
I think
it's who are you looking for? Because Heroic is a fun team, and I'm like, Xflout, he's good, but you have Nilo, Linus, Youngster. You're this close to being a fully national lineup, and I really like that. Just like any like nationality, just have an entire group. That feels nice. Like if you just like hypothetically, who would you get? Who would you put in there? Like who would you like? Alcarin, it's a tricky one. Wait. Let's before I say this, we're gonna play a new game that I've invented for the Counter Shots podcast, which is What's on Tap. All right, I thought you were gonna say it with me, but like, no, it's a new thing.
Yeah.
No, I'm not fucking with you. I'm fucking with you. What's on Tap? It's the game where where we just randomize and see which random drink we get, and every drink is connected to a new little game. So I'm just gonna spin the wheel right now. We got PC Rust Water, we got Devil's Brew, we got Buffalo Bourbon, Would You Rattler, Truth to Lie Cocktail, What If Whiskey, and Q and Ale. And the drink of our choice is What If Whiskey. A delicious. What if whiskey? What? Sorry, I already drank too much. What? What if whiskey? Where I ask you a what if question. All right, and you have to answer it.
Yep.
So the question is, if you had to make a team, and I'm gonna give you some boundaries here. All right, it has to be Swedish. Who would the team be? Who would your team be? Your 5 favorite, best players, perfect fitting players, of Swedish players. And would you do something interesting about like the organization? You know, would you have the logo be like yellow and blue? You know, that's perfect. Would you not get the fifth best players, but get like players that work together, or give like a young star a chance, or perhaps a guy who's gonna have a great 2026? You know, who knows? Tell me, what if you ran your Swedish CS org? Let me know.
Like right now, I'm building it right now, not all time.
You're building it right now. That's the
Yeah.
what if
All right.
whiskey, man. That's the beauty of it. Sorry, I'm putting you on the spot, but that's what the wheel does.
Yeah. Oh, this is good. This is good. Poi would make it in.
Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't expect that. But like, let's get Boy in. Is he gonna be star player, or is he like an anchor just to learn the ropes? You know, are you gonna give him like you're gonna throw him in the deep end?
He's a very flexible player. Fun fact: I think this is lost on the international audience, but this is more well known in Sweden. He's the CT side IGL for Alliance. He's a
Really?
Yeah, he's very
How
flexible.
old is he?
He's I think he's 18. I think he's 18.
Wow,
Outright.
that's impressive. Wow.
He's a very flexible player. He can play a lot of roles. He's very naturally offensive, which is nice in a player, and he does that role well. So Poi's making it in. I think Fuzi is the best opera we have right now, and so I would put Fuzi in.
He is. Yeah,
I think Fuzi.
That's a good point. Yeah, I always like Nog, but like Fuzi, yeah, I see it.
Yeah, Fuzi is honestly Nog is really good. Nog is really good. But if I'm building a team to win the most, I'll take Fuzi at the moment.
And he's also not like Nog is 27, a little bit older maybe already. Fuzi is 24.
20,
I guess.
I think he's 22. He's younger than you might think.
I mean, that's that's longevity. You need that too.
Yeah. I mean, in-game leader, I'd probably take Linus. I really like what he's doing. I like his style.
Yeah. Not CDR. That's a big one there. Why Linus or whatever, Linus instead of CDR? I'm sorry to putting you on the spot, but that's a big choice.
I think he just does a better. I like his style more. I think he does a better job. ZTR is he's very good as well, but I think ZTR maybe depends a bit more on who's around him, like which teammates he has. Linus is more somebody, he has a style which is probably going to work with basically everybody, and it's a style which is more.
I don't know about those players, but I'm like ZTR feels like Game Legion has been very disappointing because I feel like they have to like get better. They're always not getting where I think they should. They're not getting there. And the IGL is a big part of that. And I think Linus has been more consistent with the pieces he got to get where I think they should get and further. So in that regard, I understand what you're saying.
A lot of the time.
So Linus, Poi, and Fuzi. That's already some big players.
Yeah, that's already 3 names. Look, all right, with Poi, you could go so many ways with an offensive Swedish rifler because you could go to Spook, you could go to Adam B, and both Spook and Adam B have more tenure. I just think 2026 is the year of the Poi. It's 100% the year of the Poi.
Yeah, I mean, if you get this lineup together, I mean, that's if you have the year of the Poi, I mean, you're unstoppable.
Yeah, and then I'll go for Linus. I think he's good style. A lot of the time, I always say this in the podcast, a lot of the time when we're talking about IGLs and coaches, we're judging them a lot on what they say. And to me, Linus, he a lot of the time, you get a lot of props for being an IGL or a coach if you sound smart. And Linus does that to me.
If you wear glasses.
Yeah. We need a high floor. I'm taking Youngstar. I think Youngstar has some of the best potential of any Swedish, more supportive player. And then I do need somebody. Honorable mention for that spot is Susp, but I will just take my pet player and I'll take.
Yeah, I was curious about that. Susp.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Susp is probably out of all the currently available supportive riflers in the world, I'd probably put Susp on top of that list, and that's not even bias because you cannot name a better supportive rifler in the world than Susp who is available to sign right now.
But you're still going for Youngster. All right.
I'm still going for Youngster. He's my pet. He's my favorite. He's a good guy. He's my favorite guy.
That's exactly what I want. I want because it's another thing I'm like thinking is like you try and create the best lineup, not only to be the best, but also to like garner the most amount of fans. And I think Youngster does. He has some. He got that great tweet about like worked hard today or something. That's good stuff. That's what we need more of. So definitely, I don't blame you. Get Youngster.
Yeah,
And
and
then
to be
fifth
honest,
guy.
nobody's gonna poach Youngstar from me either. Nobody's gonna take him from me.
No, you're gonna give him that 70, 75K salary a month.
Yeah,
Big time.
he's staying. And then I need a fifth. So this is the spot that I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about like an Ovid. I'm thinking of a Nilo. I'm thinking of a Melo 9. I think if I'm making this team right now, I'll take a Melo 9. I think.
Yeah, I mean that's a talent.
Pound for pound. The crazy thing is, Ovid has been playing better than Melo 9, I think, recently, and they're playing sort of similar roles. But if I'm building a team and I'm trying to make it as good as possible, long term as well, I think I would have to take Melo 9 here. Like, it's a very rough call because I want all of them. But,
hey, and can I just say, you forgot a giant player.
Brollan?
And I do that. I mean, that's actually
I forgot two
good
giant players.
point. Yeah, bro, you forgot. I think you forgot Oakland 2017 MVP Raz, bro. Where's my boy Raz at, man?
I've been a big Raz fan.
How can you forget about Raz, man?
I've been a big.
You don't rate it?
No, I know I do. I've been a big Raz fan for most of my time in esports, but
well, I haven't noticed.
But if I'm building a team, I like to build for the future. I like to go for, I mean, age isn't everything, but I like to go for players who I think have a lot more development in them. And I think Rez is going to get even better. I think Rez is going to get even better with the years. I think he's by no means washed. I don't think you reach a point in your career where you're too old to be a good CS player. I think Rez is going to continue being a good CS player for the rest of his career until he decides to retire. He's never going to have to retire.
Yeah.
He's going to decide to retire. But for this team, I think I think I'm going for I want a player who
the long run.
Yeah, I want a player who can develop with me for 5 years. I want a player who can just get better and better and better and better and better and grow into.
I mean, I'm hyped about Mil 09, and for the people who don't know, Mil 09, I think 09 is actually the year he was born, which is very saddening for people that are born way further before that. So yeah, no, this kid is. I'm rooting for this kid. I was excited when he joined Coldcent, but I'm very excited about him playing for Metasport right now. I wish him the best of luck, and I wish him the best of luck in your in the Quacke Esports lineup. So, all right, we got Melo 9, we got Linus, we got Fuzi, we got Hoy, and Youngster. I mean, that's a good lineup. I love that. That's a great lineup, and that's probably like the combined age of that's like 21, 22. So you got some mileage out of those guys, definitely for the next half a decade. So yeah, no, I love that. That's a great lineup.
I think that's a great lineup. Probably what I would do if I was a GM with infinite money. Unfortunately, I am not. So I can't make that do. Not yet.
That's another thing you have to improve at. You have to improve at getting more money. Just try and practice, getting more money.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for gulping down the what if whiskey with me, and
I love whiskey. No night out is complete until you've had a whiskey on the rocks. 100%.
Oh, that's perfect. I mean, and well, I feel like now one of us has to chug a whiskey. I don't have any in my house right now. I have a Mongolian vodka, so from the horse, from fermented horse milk. I do have that, but that's for my Mongolian guest.
That's called something. I think no, the Kazakhstani version of that is called kumis, which I always thought was very funny. It's like a white liquid.
That is funny.
It's a white liquid and it's called kumis. That's really funny.
Oh, bro, I can't get enough of kumis, man. Give me that kumis. It's getting late, guys. Well, I'm actually having a wonderful time. But
this.
I have to end it one day, because it's already dark at my place for the last 4 hours, and it's strangely enough still light there in Sweden.
No, this is a lamp. This is a lamp. This is what it actually looks like.
I thought it was Sweden, my guy. Oh my god.
It's been dark for, I would say 7 hours. It's been dark outside.
Okay, good to know. I felt like you guys have sunlight there. I haven't seen sunlight in like 5 hours.
No, that's the other season. That's the other season. Yeah.
Oh, I don't understand you guys. Midsummer, those guys. Well, I want to just say thank you very much, Quack, for doing this. This was wonderful. I had a brilliant time talking Counter-Strike, talking your career, talking journalism, talking about bettering yourself, improving yourself, being a shark. People, be a shark. No, 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 no. You have to take a rest here and there, of course. Is there anything you would like to plug or something? Is there a little podcast or anything you do, perhaps, with someone, with the voice of an angel?
Mm.
No,
Well,
I'm fucking sorry.
somebody did once say, "Oh, that's a proper British voice," and King T, of course.
Yeah.
But
Oh, nice one.
I do a lot of stuff. The thing you should do, which helps me the most,
As
is
we
to
know, you do a lot of stuff, yeah.
yeah. The thing you should do, which helps me the most, is to read my articles at Fragbite. Read all of our articles at Fragbite. We need more viewership. We need more sponsors. We need more money to make more good journalism in esports. You should go listen to my podcast every Monday. We live stream. I would like to say Monday morning. It's usually around noon. It's called Retake the Week. You can find it at King T's YouTube channel. And there's a live chat. Like the viewers who tune in live, they get a big benefit. They get to talk to us live. They get to ask us questions, and sometimes we address them.
Yeah.
And I mean, look, just follow me on Twitter. You'll find everything I do over there because I try to be good about promoting it. Quacke69. And yeah, that's
Nice
where
one.
you find me. Quack
6ix9ine, we like it.
Yeah, Quacke.se is my website. That's where you can find all of my socials. If you
Check
wanna
it
follow all
out.
of them.
He's gonna work on his website, people.
I'm gonna
Check it out
work
right
on my
now.
website.
He's gonna work on the website. It's gonna look beautiful, people.
Yeah.
And no, that's definitely. We will watch the Fragbite. It's Swedish, but hey, you can just press that little button and it's translated into a language that people like to
Yeah.
read. And then
Yeah, like trust me,
it does a great job at that.
yeah, I always say this: when you right-click in the browser and you click translate to English, that translation is accurate. I've checked. Most of the time, it's perfectly accurate. So just do that. You know, don't be scared.
Yeah. No, I'd like so follow Mr. Quack69 on Twitter or X, whatever it is now, and just look out for any thing he's writing on Fragbite. And to everyone who's watching, I had a great time, talking Counter-Strike because I love talking about Counter-Strike. And if you do too, please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting down below. I will see you in the next video. Bye.